How many times have you been told to quiet down, so you swallowed your truth, dimmed your light, and doubted what you already knew inside? How many times have you forced a yes when every part of you was screaming no? The truth is, your strongest compass, your deepest knowing, has always been within you. And the only thing standing between you and the life you were born to live is permission. Permission to be fully, fiercely, unapologetically you. Permission to claim space, to honor your worth, to live without apology. Permission to remember that your existence, exactly as it is already enough. Stick around because in today's video, we're diving into the sacred art of being true to yourself, even when it's uncomfortable, even when it ruffles feathers, even when it means walking away from people or paths that no longer resonate. This is about intuition, liberation, and remembering who you were before the world told you to dim your light. Let's begin with a truth. Too many women live like they're afraid to take up space. We apologize for our choices. We soften our no into a maybe. We say yes to dinners, events, and conversations that drain us. We shapeshift to make others feel more comfortable while quietly abandoning ourselves. This isn't humility. This is self-abandonment. And it's not your fault. From childhood, we're taught to be likable, agreeable, pleasing. But what's the cost of a life lived in fear of disapproval? As the late Maya Angelou said, if you're always trying to be normal, you will never know how amazing you can be. Unapologetic living doesn't mean you stop being kind. It means you start being honest. Women have always known in their bones that intuition is real, powerful, and deeply wise. Across cultures and generations, mothers, healers, and visionaries have relied on this inner knowing to guide their choices, protect their communities, and call forth new possibilities. It's not just a feeling. It's a finely tuned instrument, a sixth sense that evolution and experience have sharpened for survival, care, and discernment. Carl Jung once said, "Intuition gives outlook and insight. It revels in the garden of magical possibilities." And for women, that magic is often buried beneath noise. The expectations of others, the roles we're told to play, the fear of being too much. But your intuition, it never lies. It speaks in whispers, in sensations, in quiet urgings that pull you toward what feels aligned and away from what doesn't. Learning to trust it is not a luxury. It's a return to your original wisdom. Here's something radical. You don't have to accept invitations that don't excite you. You don't have to entertain company that drains you. You don't have to keep carrying the weight of things that make your spirit heavy. When you stay in places, relationships, jobs, communities that no longer resonate, you're not being loyal. You're being unavailable to your own life. And here's the truth. Whatever you let go of, create space for what's meant for you. But if your hands are full of obligations that don't belong to your soul, how will you ever receive what does? As the mystic poet Khalil Gibran wrote, "Your pain is the breaking of the shell that encloses your understanding." Sometimes letting go hurts, but it also liberates. It cracks open the doorway to new love, new callings, new wholeness. It is the threshold between the life you've outgrown and the one you were always meant to live. We like to imagine that following our heart will feel effortless, like floating on a current of magic. But the heart doesn't promise comfort. It promises truth. And truth doesn't always soothe. Sometimes it scorches. It scorches the outdated versions of who we thought we had to be. It sets fire to bridges we were never meant to cross again. It strips away the masks of pleasing and performing that once kept us safe, but now keep us small. It even burns through the illusions we clung to, revealing what was never real in the first place. And in the ashes, what remains is raw, unshakable, and yours alone. But on the other side of that fire is freedom. Because when you start living in alignment with your heart, you start living a life that's truly yours, not borrowed, not filtered, not watered down. Steve Jobs said, "Have the courage to follow your heart and intuition. They somehow already know what you truly want to become. Your heart knows. Your intuition knows. Your body knows. The question is, will you listen? So how do we begin this sacred journey? Start by noticing the shoulds. Catch the moments you act from guilt, pressure, or fear of disappointing someone else. Then ask yourself, does this feel true for me? Tune into your body's wisdom. Long before your mind rationalizes, your body whispers the truth. Tightness, heaviness, anxiety, these are signals. Lightness, ease, and warmth, these are signals too. Trust them. Practice micro-bravery. Begin with small acts of honesty. Saying no when you mean no. Admitting what you desire out loud. Choosing rest over proving your worth. Each small act strengthens your courage. Protect your energy with clear boundaries. Not everyone is meant to walk alongside you, and that is not rejection. It's sacred alignment. Distance can be an act of self-respect, and silence can be a form of power. And finally, seek out women who honor your fire. You don't need a crowd. You need a circle, a few souls who recognize your truth, amplify it, and celebrate it. Because when women gather in authenticity, miracles unfold. If this resonated with you, share it with another woman who's ready to come home to herself. Subscribe to Sacred Flame Sisterhood and drop a comment below. What's one thing your intuition has been whispering to you lately? And if you're not ready to share, simply leave a rose so I know you're here. This is your space, a circle of remembrance, where your truth is sacred and your heart is finally free to lead you home.